Yo, what's up? This is Patrick from TSH FX Institute, and today I want to share this wonderful pattern. So let's dive deep into the charts and see what's happening. So as we look at Nasdaq today, this is smallest time frame, which is our 5-minute time frame. So we're gonna look into the 1-minute time frame and the 5-minute time frame. So we see here on the 5-minute time frame we have our double top formation, and this is a shift candle from yesterday's high. So I'm going to show you how we got this setup. So this was yesterday's high, and we can see at this area we also have a line, we have a zone here which is also a high impact zone. So in the previous videos, just if you go look, I told you guys that the market moves from zone to zone. Each and every time the market moves from zone to zone. So let's check what happened. So the market pushed downwards, traded downwards, and the market came back again to this area. So let's see what happened at this area. So at this area we got this was the previous day's high. It was yesterday's high. If this is today, so this was yesterday's high. So the market came back to yesterday's high, and let me show you what's happening here and how you can profit from this. Let me go into the 1-minute time frame. So if we go into the 1-minute time frame, this is what I call a very powerful setup. So I call this the pump and dump setup. So when the market is busy going to a high or a low, or previous day high or previous low, the market will always shift in big momentum candles. So we can see here we had 3 bursts into the previous zone which I showed you. So from here you could have taken an entry, but the better entry will be if you take the second leg entry. So this was the second leg entry, and you can see the market came back the third time, which even made it very stronger. So if you took this on the third leg, this would have been a very strong confirmation back into the range. So this is the setup. Yesterday's high, then we got 3 pushes, which was a stop hunt. This is a stop hunt. This was a stop hunt. This was a stop hunt. So excuse me, I'm going to the full screen mode. This was our stop hunt. So I told you that the stop hunt are usually the fast and aggressive move, and you can see these are very fast and aggressive moves. So we can see the market gave us some pins here, which is also our confirmation that we are having a reversal or a trend change. So if we go back, we can see we have our confirmations, 3 hits to the high, and we enter at our second leg and our third leg. So if you go into the 15-minute time frame, you will see one big candle, and you will see this is almost like just like a double bottom, not a double bottom, excuse me, a double top. So double bottom is when the market gives you like a W, and a double top is when the market gives you a M. So this was the shift candle. If you look on the 15-minute, this is only one big candle, which is a confirmation that that level has been rejected and we are going to move to the downside. So, and then I took the straight right at this area. This is where I took my entry. So this was actually also kind of like a break and a retest. I also call this a break and retest. So let me just show you. So this was my first confirmation. So I would have taken an entry here, but I waited for some kind of confirmation, because the more confirmations you have, the better your trades, the outcome of your trades will be. So I waited for the market to break this zone and come back to this zone as a retest, and you can see from there on the market didn't hesitate but just shift right back into the range. So this was a heavy move that I caught here. And then this is also another setup here. So this was, we got like 3 pushes to the upside, push 1, push 2, push 3, and we got our M pattern. This was our M pattern, got our M pattern, and then the market reversed. So I call this order flow. So order flow, and I call it a liquidity downflow. This is actually, it's very deep. This is let me say, it's like a dealer language. It's like the language, this is a language that the brokers use that most of the retail traders don't know. So here we have a confined sentiment confirmed. So confined sentiment confirmed, it actually means that the market will create a sentiment, and then the market will act against it. So the market give us a move so we can chase that move, but that's the wrong move. The market is just inducing us to put in some orders, and then the market will reverse again and come back, hit our stops in. So you must be very careful with this one also. So we can see, and then I took another entry here. This was, I took another entry just here after this candle. Is a very good candle. I took an entry right here at this candle. This was the candle which I took. It's like a hammer. So I took my entry there, and then my stop loss was just right here, and then my take profit was at this area. So what I did is I had multiple trades here. I think I had 3 or 4 trades here, but then when I see the market pushing to the downside, I made sure that I trailed my stop, and my stop losses are right around these areas. Around these areas. So let's see here what's going to happen. So I think the market is going to give me a push to the downside. If I look into my 5-minute time frame, I think the market is going to give me a push to the downside, because I can see there is a change of momentum right here. Let me just zoom this out so I can show you. I think this is a risk-free trade. A reason why I say it's a risk-free trade, because I had my entry here and my stop losses are right here in this area. So you can also see this is the risk to reward. So if the market come back to these areas, I will still be in profit, and my stop losses will be hit, and everything will be as normal. I will have to take a small win. So the goal for this trade, I'm actually expecting the market to go until this area. So if the market does not go until this area, we're gonna see upside momentum. But to me, I feel very confident in this trade because I have multiple confirmations on this trade. So the concept of this whole course was actually to show you something. Let me show you this little pattern. Okay, let me just show you this little pattern. So what happens here is we get this kind of pattern. Let me show you this kind of pattern. The market creates a high, and then the market move to the downside, and then we see we have two levels here. So if we have this kind of setup, if we get this kind of setup, we'll just show you what the market can do. Okay, it's fine like this. Let me draw it like this. I think it's fine like this. So what the market can do is just draw this line so it can be proper. So if we get a high, which is a zone, the market will move back to this zone, whereby I told you that the market moved from zone to zone. So what happened today is what happened yesterday and today is the market came almost near the high, then the market pushed back, and then the market gave me some kind of an M pattern. So this is what happened. From this area we can see that there is traders also trapped here in this zone. Traders are trapped in this zone also. So what happened was, at this area you can see it was the previous days high were walked, this day's high were walked, and you can see there's momentum that the market can push to the upside. So and then we got our pump and dump setup, which was right here. So then the market, if we just check in the bigger time frame, you will see something like this, which is like something like a pin bar. We'll see something like this. I think it's more clear. This is actually the kind of setup that we got. So this was my entry. I took my entry right here. And my first target was at this area. This was my first target. And so what I want to see is I want to see the market move back to this zone. I want to see the market move back to this zone. That's what I want to see. So this is a setup that I got for today. It's a very clear setup that I got for today. So this is also one of my fresh cards. So I use this as a very powerful confirmation, and here this is where we get 3 pushes. Let me show you. This is where we got 3 pushes. This is push number 3. This is push number 2. And this was push number 1. This was push number 1. So we got 3 bursts out of yesterday's high back into the high impact zone, and then we got our reversal of that zone. So you might want to scale into the smaller time frame and to go look for entries. So this is actually what happened. This is actually what happened right here. This is actually what happened. Let me just remove this. Let me go. Yeah, it's fine like this. So this is actually what happened. We got our zone there. Market came down. Market came, create another zone here, and then market moved away from this zone, came back, and it was yesterday's high that were walked. You can see there are 3 little pushes inside there, and then we got our M formation. But this one we got 3 hits to the high, and then from there on the market reversed. I took first profit here, I took second profit here, and I trailed my stop losses all the way to the downside. And then I had another powerful setup which was around here, and I got 3 pushes to the upside, which was actually a move to induce the risk, and then we got a reversal back into the range. So this is one very powerful setup that we can use in the trading. So let's always observe the market and see what happens, and always use proper risk management. Always use proper risk management when entering a trade, and always try to find multiple confirmations before you enter any trade. So let's see what's going to happen in the new video. I hope you learned something from this. Thank you.